Good morning, everyone. Happy 68th. We hope you were with us on August 6th, our real Jaffa birthday anniversary. We had just a great party out at the home office. And today, leaders, future leaders, we have just set you up for a fantastic morning. As you know, we love to reconnect, which was our theme of National Convention. And we are excited to be reconnecting with someone who has been an incredible trainer with us. So today we're going to bring you Belinda Ellsworth. She has been on our Jaffa journey. Oh my gosh, 15, 20 years at least together. So we're very excited about that. Then Jackie and I are going to do a quick little update. And we even have your CEO, Vicky Cervantes, with us, who is also going to give a great big cheer to our 68th anniversary, to all of the Gen Market. And so we are just excited to bring you a fantastic morning. So if you're here as a leader and you have a future leader, you have a downline, send him a quick text and say, join us now. All right. So thank you all so much. So I'm Jackie G. Jackie P, you got a voice. Go on out there. Let's say a great big welcome from you.
Pals, what's up?
So we are excited, but nonetheless, we're going to get you started. This is our segment number 1. We are so excited again to bring you our Belinda Ellsworth. She has been a Jaffa fan for year after year after year, bringing us the best in strategies for coaching, training, sales strategies, sponsoring, and growing leaders. Belinda has been in the industry for well over 20 years as a top trainer, consultant, speaker, and author. She is our Jaffa expertise. She calls this family. And we are so happy to bring you your very own session with our beloved Belinda Ellsworth. Welcome, Belinda.
Thanks so much. Thanks, ladies. Oh, it's so good to see your faces. I recognize many of them, and it's so heartwarming, I guess is a really good word. I looked up the first time that so I've been using Jaffa since probably the 80s. And I always laugh about that because I had been a Mary Kay user, like simply because I had worked for a Mary Kay director when I was in my teens. And the only reason she moved, nobody else was assigned to me. I couldn't read I had ordered some products. The label washed off of the label of her phone number. I had no one to call. And my neighbor said, I'm having a Jaffa party. Do you want to come? I switched to Jaffa, and I pretty much have been using Jaffa products ever since. So that is a story about why we need to call our clients, why we still need to do good customer service. It's really funny because I'm on a lot of calls, a lot of calls with different people. I like seeing everybody. So I don't know if you want to keep me big or I was enjoying seeing
the
everybody.
audience for a while, then we'll take you to
Thank you.
I'll bounce you back and forth.
Anyway, I get on all these training calls with online marketers, right? And they're in their early 30s and late 20s, and these gurus of online marketing. And I just have to laugh because the trend with all of them is two things. And it just makes me want to chuckle. But I need you to understand this because you need to understand trends. Because I think many times what you think is what you've done is old. It's old school and nobody wants to hear that anymore. So they're all sitting here telling me that number one, you've got to get in touch with your customers. You need to make personal phone calls to them. You need to follow up with them. You need to find out what they think, what they like, and like calling your customers is king. And I'm like, okay. So they're just discovering that this is some grand thing. But I think that many of us, we did that and then we got away from it because we thought, oh, we'll just do social media posts and whoever comments, and then are you even following through with those comments? So following through is big. Number 2, you want to know what is hot and trending? Meeting with your clients in person. So I just think that it is fun, funny, whatever you want to say. And it just goes back to, this is all about how we perceive things. It's how we look at what we've done. Like if there was anybody that could be an expert at doing live events or meeting with your clients in a one-on-one setting or in a, 5-person setting or a 10-person setting, who could do that better than anybody? These youngsters don't know what they're doing. In fact, they're all sitting there trying to get pointers from each other on, well, how do you conduct one of those? How do you meet with people in person? And I just think that honestly, we've gotten so far away from being connected to people that the world at large is saying, guess what? There's incredible value in being connected. And it's come full circle, but here's the benefit for all of you is you already know what to do. You already know what you're doing, and it's kind of exciting. You don't need a lot of an instruction around that. So we're breaking this training today down into 3 key areas of your business: your mindset, your skill sets, and your plan of action. That's what we're going to talk about today. Mindset, skill set, plan of action. All right. So we're going to start with mindset. And I kind of hit the ball up for you just to get some sort of general ideas of what's going on. I consult with some obviously direct sales companies and people, but I also consult with some small like Main Street companies as well. And one of those is a bakery. And one of the things that he has had great success in driving more people into the store, getting people more excited, is by having baking classes. And so he does classes like how to make macarons and how to make homemade pasta. And there's like 3 key classes that he teaches. And he does them every Sunday. And I have to tell you that he just launched his new class schedule. And why don't I preface this by this part? It's $80 to attend the class. And he will sell out. He will have it filled up with 10 people per Sunday from now until the holidays. And so if you think that people don't want to gather together, or they don't want to learn, or they don't want to be taught something, like you're offering these gatherings really for an information session to learn more about how to take care of their skin, to learn about the leading edge, cutting edge science involved in skincare. Like these are the things that you have to understand, and there's value in it, and people want to know it. And so one more thing, just trying to show you that, are people gathering together in groups of people and they're not thinking that that's strange or anything else? Absolutely they are. And a lot of the reason that people are losing their way a lot in this industry is they're not connecting with their customers. And there are many ways to connect. You don't have to do it just in person, but it's got to be a personal touch. It's got to be a personal connection, whether that is sending them personal messages and then getting on the phone, whether it's getting on Zoom like we're doing right now, where you can actually see somebody, whether that's doing a small gathering of even 3 people. Like people love to get together with other people. People love to learn with a friend. In fact, he said to me that most of the people that attend his class come with a friend. Think about that. Like people don't want to just go alone. They want to be with a group of people that they enjoy or have fun with. So it's not anything new for you guys. It's just your mindset in, is it still relevant? That's where the mindset piece comes in. So let's talk about just mindset in general. Guys, one of the things that when you've done something for a very long time, okay, it can be hard to get yourself super like so excited that you can't sleep at night. You know what I'm talking about? And there's a little bit of apathy there. There's a little bit of, oh, I got to do this again. There's a little bit of, people have already heard this. So when we've done something for a long time, our mindset is our experience. I want you to think about this really hard. Our mindset is our experience. The first time I spoke for Jeffra was in 1997. So I could think about that for a minute. It's much longer than 20 years is what that is. So I could say, oh, what am I supposed to tell the ladies at Jafra? They've heard me. They've seen me. They've heard me talk. I have nothing new to share. Like that could be my mindset coming into this. Or I can say, oh my gosh, what an incredible group of people that are still sharing one of the most fantastic, cutting edge, and how exciting that you have something brand new to share. I can look at my situation today from a complete different perspective of I get to pour into you, and how exciting is that? And that I've known you for so many years. Or I could come in here going, oh, what am I going to talk about today? Number one is my own personal 30 years of talking with you guys. And number two is how much I still love what I have to offer. Do you see the difference? You've been doing skincare, you've been doing Jafra, you've had some of your customers for probably 10, 20, 30 years or more. And so you think, oh, the company's been around for 68 years. Like, oh, everybody knows about Jafra. No, nobody knows about Jafra. Even still to this day, when I say, oh, I said today, somebody said, what are you doing today? I said, I'm doing a training with a company that I've worked with for a long time, Jafra Cosmetics and Jafra Skincare. They're like, I never heard of it. You will still hear that everywhere you go. So instead of looking at this lens, your mindset through the experience of, oh, been there, done that. Everybody knows if they want to reorder, they'll call me. Why don't you look at this through the eye of I've got a whole new generation. Who can I reach? Who needs this product? What of my other clients are really going to benefit from this brand new product? We're going to get into this in plan of action. But apathy is probably the biggest killer of anything. And it happens more when you've been doing something and had habits for a very long time. You become apathetic. If I were to say to you, what's the one thing that is going on with the industry more than anything else, when I talk to top leaders from many different industries, is because they're like, oh, I can't get myself to get on the phone. Like, I just feel like no one's interested. But that is not true. That's your perception. That's how you're feeling from your years of doing it. And so we've got to flip that switch, because apathy can immediately be like, push that aside. It's an emotion that you can get rid of very quickly. And you can say, who can I reach? Give yourself some challenges. That's the other way that we can suddenly get excited, is to challenge ourselves with how many people do you want to see? How many people? I know the company has suggested 68 faces. What's that look like? Like when you first say 68 faces, if you're apathetic, that's overwhelming. But if you're excited and take on the challenge, it's how do I break that 68 down? Like when she told me that, I quickly went, gosh, if we could get 6 people in a room, which is not hard to do. Getting 6 people in a room, I don't believe that's hard to do. If you did 8 of those, 8 will make you great. That's 48. Like that's 48 faces. And now I only got to do what? 20 more individuals, sending them samples, sending out whatever. Maybe I do 2, big Zoom classes. Like send out to your customer list. Don't just tell them, hey, I've got something new. I've got something new to share, and I want to invite you to this special event. Like you've got to get excited. We're going to go into more detail on the special event in just a second when I do plan of action. But the first thing if I taught you all plan of action today, if you don't change your mindset, you won't do any of it. I want you to hear that loud and clear. If I started today with plan of action and you don't change wherever your mindset is right now, it's not going to happen. Now let's talk about another mindset shift that we need to have. And I'm going through it myself right now. I still have, because my kids are 20 years apart, I still have a child in college. So I know, crazy, right? So she's getting ready to leave. She's leaving in 10 days. And so here is where I'm at. And I'm not unusual. Okay. Here's what we've got. It's end of summer, but it's still hot. in most of the parts of the country, it is still warm. It still feels like summer. When kids haven't gone back to school yet, which is happening here real soon, people don't have structure. In fact, I talked to my one marketing gal today and she goes, oh my gosh, school started today. Thank goodness, because I need to get back into my routine. August is a transitional month. And if we just wait and still treat it like summer, you're going to miss the boat. It's a transition to summer's ending, getting back into a routine. Let me get my habits scheduled again. Let me get back on it. Let me set some really good goals. Because if you wait to do this in September, you're going to miss one of the key months of this holiday selling season, which is September, October, November, and December. In fact, I would encourage you to take whatever your annual goal was of this year, minus out what you did through July or even through August, and just say, okay, what do I need to do still in September, October, and November and December to still make this happen? What would I need to sell? And then how many people do I need to see? You know, it's so interesting because I had a meeting a couple of weeks ago with this top insurance guy and insurance financial planning or whatever. And he said, you know, it's really simple. People always say, why am I a top seller? Why am I at the top of my game? And they always want to know the secrets. And he goes, there is no secret. It's like this. I know that if I make X amount of calls, I'm going to get X amount of closings and sales. And so I decide what I want to sell. And I just need to see that many people or make that many calls. And that's going to result in what I want. He goes, there is no magic. That's the same that holds true for you. Like, okay, like, let's see where I was so far this year. Now let's see what I got to do to end this year strong. Because can you? Absolutely. But you're going to need to transition in August. In fact, when I talk about the plan of action, you're going to need to start using these last 2 weeks of August to ramp up and get your September, solidly filled with whatever that looks like for you. Solidly filled. Where do you personally want to be? I always say in these last 3 or 4 months of the year, it's really 3. It's September, October, November, because you've only got about 10, 15 days of December, right? And then we're going to celebrate the holidays. So it's like, okay, we need to really go big or go home. Am I willing to work a little bit harder in these 3 months? You know, in October, September and October, I'm going to be training probably 2-3 hours a night, promoting the planner. That's my season to do that. Does it get tiring? Sure. But when it's over, it's over. Like I can gear my mindset up and say, I'm willing to go hard right now at this, for this many events, to get this in front of this many people. If I can get in front of this many people, I know that we're going to sell planners. So I know that. I already know because I've got data. You know it too. So you just have to sort of plug and play. And the more in that apathetic attitude of, oh, if people want it, they'll call. No, people are busy. People are busy. And that's all there is to it. Like, I have a product that I usually order from this one gal, and I've been out now for a while, and I haven't called her, and then I mean to, and then I don't, and then I mean to again, and I don't. But the crazy thing about this is I haven't ordered from her anything in probably 3 months. Why isn't she calling me? Because all she would have to do is reach out to me and say, hey, do you need anything? And I would say, what? Yeah, I do. That's it. That's what that would take. So you're saying to me, let's play. We're playing both sides of the fence here. So you're saying to me, why don't you just pick up the phone and call her? Because every day I get busy. I get busy with something else and I don't think about it. Then I go to bed, which is usually when I take their product, and I go, oh, shoot, I'm still out. So then I don't want to call her at midnight. So then I put it on my, I don't even put it on a list to do. That's probably where the problem is, right? I just think, oh, I'll call her tomorrow. But guess what I don't do? I don't call tomorrow. But at the same token, it's her business. All she would have to do is send me a message saying, hey, do you need anything? And I would respond with Yes, I do. Like, you guys, it's not that hard. I want to try to see these comments, but they're in the middle of my face and screen. So let me see if I can pull them over to the side. There they go. All right. You need to reconnect with your consultants as well. You sure do, because if you're feeling how you're feeling, I can tell you that the consultants are feeling it more because they're not leaders, because they haven't been around. Now let's go back to one more mindset, guys. You have had and still have the leading product in skincare. I know you all have had to believe that, but then you hear about all this other stuff and new shiny objects, and then it becomes maybe like, oh, I don't know. But now you've got the latest in technology. And I can tell you, I still remember this. I had did a lot of conventions and speaking engagements and training for Jafra. But then I did a series of events, and I went to the home office for I don't know, 3 or 4 times. I got to go to the home office and I got to meet with the whole team there. I was doing something a little bit more involved. I don't even remember now what it was. I think it was designing a training manual of some kind. But anyway, the thing that I was most impressed with that I never knew after all that time working with Jafra, I knew they had great products. I knew that they were products that worked. I knew they were desirable products, but the biggest thing I was blown away with was the research and development department. I was like, what? Like, it was so amazing that I couldn't believe it. There are companies out there that do not have access to the research and development that you have. And that's why you have a leading cutting edge product that is being introduced right now. And so you need to be excited about that. We have always had, somebody said, yes, R&D. It's a big deal. It is a huge, big deal. And you have a company that invests in that. You have a company who's continuing to improve your product line. You need to be excited about that. So that's all I'm going to spend on mindset, because I hope all of you are like, okay, I can do this. Now, skill sets. What's involved in skill sets? It's habits, guys. And the bottom line is, we've talked about this before, but it is, if I could just say, oh, let me just break it down to 2 things. What would it be? Schedule and systems. Schedule and systems. So those are the key skill sets. Now, in that is habits. Like, you might need to get back into habit forming, get back into doing something that is going to make a difference. Now, this is something I've trained for, nearly 30 years. We have this program trademarked. It's the only program of all of my products that I have trademarked, and that's the Power Hour. And I recently did a meeting with a whole bunch of people, like several hundred people that owned the planner. And in the planner is built in the Power Hour. So for anybody that doesn't know what the Power Hours, it takes 4 of your income producing activities, and you give each of them 15 minutes. So it could easily be on booking events, and booking events could be online, pop-ups, in-home, anything you want it to be. Like, there's a variety of events today that you can do. Okay, so that's bookings. Recruiting. I want to talk to people about joining the business, getting their product at a discount, la, la, la. And then customer care would be the 3rd one. And then the 4th one, you could spend it on social media, or you could spend it on coaching for your events. If you've got a lot of those, you can spend your 4th one doing whatever it is that you want to do. Now, here's the interesting thing. If you did that 4 days a week, your business would blow up. Now, I'm telling you that, and you're probably looking at me and going, yeah, whatever. I've got too much data showing that is the truth. Too much. So I have got several hundred people on this Zoom that own this planner, and I asked how many people are currently doing a Power Hour. I want you to guess what that number was. 0 is what Jan said. And you want to know what? Or Janet. Yeah. I was like, what is it? Janet? No, it's Janet. So is That is right. That group said, I know I need to. I used to do it. I don't know why I quit. I just haven't got back in the habit of it. I did it for like there for a while. I did it for like 10 years. And then I don't know. I just mindset. Somehow you think this used to work and it doesn't work anymore. Somehow you feel like, oh, I'm tired. I don't want to do that. All you would have to do right now is say, oh gosh, I'm just going to restart this power hour. And bam, guess what would happen? You would be spending 15 minutes of concentrated energy on what? Getting bookings in your calendar, no matter where that booking is. 15 minutes talking to prospects about joining the business and getting their product at a discount. I see you've ordered this. I see you've ordered this. One of the things I would like to share with you is a way you can get this at a discount. Now, I know that I always used to say, don't try recruiting with just getting a discount. Times have changed. That's why people join. Do we want them to build a team? They can, but they're going to build a team based on, hey, other people can get a discount on their products too. It is a great way to come in and take advantage of really getting a nice amount off of your product. But more people need to get what? Hooked on the product. And that's new customers. So one of the things like for data analytics is you should be tracking how many new customers have I added. Every month you should have, that's why I added it to the planner. For any of you that have the planner, it's in there. And are you tracking that data? How many new customers have I added this month? Because for some of you, that likely could be 0. It might be 1, it might be 2, because what are you doing? You're spending all of your energy reservicing, and you should be reservicing. Some of you aren't doing that either. So we got 15 minutes in reservicing, but we've got 15 minutes. Why is a new client golden? Does anybody know that answer? Why is a new client golden? The majority of your sales will come from your new clients. This is the life cycle of a client. Yes, because they are excited. That's one reason. Anybody else? We got 2, they're excited. They're excited. They don't know anything about the products. There's so many different products they want to try to figure out what their routine is. Oh, I might want to add these glamour products. I might want to get this. This is the lifespan of a client. I'm brand new. I'm like, hey, how have I never heard of this before? Oh my gosh, these products are amazing. That's how every brand new client feels about anything, right? Yes, they have friends. Now I'm so excited and I'm telling my friends, have you ever heard of Jafra? It's been around forever. I've never heard of it, but let me tell you what, their products are incredible. So that's exactly right. They're talking to other people. When are they most likely to tell their friends? When they're brand spanking new, when they are brand spanking new. That's why we always want a third. Remember, I've talked about with consultants, we want a third coming, a third working, a third are probably leaving. Well, it's kind of that way with your customers too. And your customers don't necessarily leave, but they just become stagnant. So when they're brand new, they're trying things, they're telling other people, they might be bringing new clients, they might decide to join because I've got 5 of my friends that really want this. I might as well join. That's a new customer. Then they move into the middle category, which is where the majority of your people live, right? So it's really kind of like more like, it should be like 30 and then 60 and 10, right? Or 30, 50 and 20. Like that's really probably more where this is at. And that means that middle is like, I figured out what I like. I reorder on a consistent basis, but all it takes, my friends, is somebody not getting back with you and somebody else calling you and telling you about a product that is similar or better. And then me saying, okay, I'll go with that. And then I never order your product again. That's all it takes. That's why we have to reservice. So that's why we have to get in the middle. Now the third category, you know what? I just order one item. I like to wait till their sales. When they're having a Black Friday special, or if they're doing this kind of a special, I might order. They've just become sort of stale and stagnant, or they just decide to go and order somewhere else because somebody came along selling some other product line and they decided to give it a try. And now they're not ordering anything from you at all. We don't want the people to become that. There is people that will become that no matter what. So we want this middle to stay fat. I like to call it the fat cat in the middle. But you got to feed the fat cat. And what do you feed the fat cat with? New customers. So what are you doing in your schedule? I'm kind of all over the place, but we go back to the power hour. When are you doing your power hour? When are you spending your 15 minutes? What are some other things that you can do? What is a system? Here's my system for samples. Here's what I wake up in the day and do. The systems and schedule go hand in hand. When are you going to work on your business? I think some of you can sometimes that after you've been doing it a while, you're like, oh, I don't know what I got. I've got so much to do today. You just don't carve out any even 1 hour that you're going to dedicate to your Jaffa business, or, an hour and a half or 2 hours. Like maybe when it becomes fall, you decide you're going to, dedicate or carve out more. Most of us, when we have done something for a long time, our brains go to all or nothing. Your brain goes, oh, I've got to do this all day. I don't even feel like getting on the phone. So you do what? Nothing. Versus it's overwhelming to feel like you got to go all in, isn't it? Many of you now are at a different space in your life. Maybe you have grandkids. I watch my granddaughter on Wednesdays. So I can't, I pretty much got to say I'm not really available on Wednesday, but very minimally. But guess what? I get it done on Tuesday and Thursday. You reshift. Does that mean, but if I just said, oh, I can't work my business because now I'm watching my granddaughter. I hear this all the time from people. Oh, I've got grandkids now. Okay, well, schedule them in. Schedule in when you want to have special time with them. If you want to get anything done, if you want to work out, if you want to work on your business, if you want to volunteer, because now that's an important part of your life. If you want to exercise, whatever it is, schedule it. What gets scheduled gets done. It's that simple. So when I say to you, skill sets are two things. They are schedules and systems. The scheduling is the time frame in which you're going to work on it. So carve out. Is there 2 days a week or 3 days a week you want to work on your Jaffa business? Do you want to work on your business every day, but only for an hour or an hour and a half? Like, this is where you get to pick. This is the part about being an independent contractor and having your own business, and it's exciting, but you have to pick. You have to choose. And instead of saying I have to choose, why don't you say this? This is a mindset shift. I get to choose. How lucky am I that I get to choose? Okay. How lucky am I? How lucky am I that I get to choose? Now, so that is schedule. The next is systems. Now you can't try to do everything. So what is it that you really want to do? Is it, I do social media posts, I look at comments, I follow up on the comments. I do at least one discovery call, like discovery call about your products. I do those on Zoom once a month. Or in with your group on Facebook or however you do it. Like, what's your system? What's your system for getting new products? What's your system for or getting new customers? What's your system for reservicing? What's your system for, and do you have a system? I've got a new customer. How do you follow up with them? It's a matter of just sitting down and doing the work, but it's really about releasing your all or nothing attitude. I'm at a place in my life, I just don't want to work every day. Okay, then don't. But when do you want to work? When is your scheduled time to work? That's the beauty of where we are today in our lives, is we get to choose. I ship samples out a lot. The recipients tell me they've not tried their samples. I ask when I can follow up. Who's been telling me for 4 weeks she just returned from being in another state. We'll follow up with her today. I don't give up. That's good, Carol. And I do think that we have to, It used to be that you had to follow up at least 3, 4 times, 5 times. Then it went to 7. Now people are saying if you post something online, people need to see it 13 times before they'll actually take action. 13 times they need to see something. So that's why don't get discouraged. People get discouraged when they don't have somebody respond straight away. People are busy. People have got lots going on. And the rest of society, this is what I know from talking to many different psychologists that have been on my podcast. Ever since COVID, we have been dealing with a very apathetic society. That's what I started with that. We've got to kick apathy toward the curb. We've got to get rid of it. Like, it won't matter what I do anyway. Oh, I'm just tired. I just don't feel like putting the energy in. We have got to get rid of this and say, what's the amount of time I'm carving out? All right. One of the things that, and this is another skill set, I'm going back to the planner because I'm going to tell you why. My energies have shifted and I've put a lot of them into this planner. And every year I tweak out that planner just a little bit on how I can get you to focus on what's there, right? If I can get you to not even have to think about it and look at it and follow it, then you're going to be golden. And one of the things we added last year, and it's in this year's as well, is those 3 connect calls. So 3 connect calls every day. And you could simply say, and I loved the way the chart that Jackie had was observed. It was observe, connect, and invite. Okay. So that's perfect. So you're going to be doing some observing. That's what I do. I see people on LinkedIn. I reach out to them. Some people reach out to me. They say, hey, can we schedule a chat? I try to schedule, I try to have 3 of those every day. If I don't have someone I'm talking to, I call a past customer. If I don't have someone I'm talking to, I go back to my old sort of clients like Jackie. Like Jackie and I continue to keep in touch all these years. That's not by chance. It is not by chance that I'm training here today because she and I talk periodically. Like, hey, what's going on? I think about her and I think, oh, I haven't chatted with her in a while. She does the same with me. What's going on over there? What are you hearing? What do you see? What's going on in the industry? And so consequently, because both of us are on each other's connect list, we connect. So every day I say, I'd love to have one new person. I would love to do maybe a follow-up connect. Like, where can we take that? Like, I met with that person. It was a pretty good call. What else can we do? And then I have one that is just an old, nice, solid connection that I want to stay connected with. And I do this every day. It's 3 connect calls. I put them in my planner. I don't do it on the weekend. I do it Monday through Thursday. I have turned my life into, because I'm not out with big speaking engagements anymore. So my life shifted. I now work Monday through Thursday and I take my weekends for me and my family. And guess what? Works out real good. If somebody really wants to meet on a Friday before noon, I will do it. Otherwise, nope. Done. I'm done. So that's something that shifted for me. So now I do the 3 connect calls Monday through Thursday. You can pick any 3 people you want. So if I were you, I would probably try to get a new customer. I would probably do one of my go the 3 buckets. My new customer, I would do a follow-up, and I would go my old customers that I have really great friendships with, or just keep those relationships. All right. So in our last 15, 20 minutes here, this is what I want to talk about. One of the things, what is the number one reason that people don't succeed in business? Does anybody know that? Number one reason that people don't succeed in business is interact mindset. So this one's going to be tricky. We'll see if anybody gets it. I'll give you a couple more guesses. Number one reason, loss of focus. That's for sure. And this kind of falls into the focus category. The number one reason, and we used to teach this for new consultants, but this is anybody. They don't ever launch their business. It's failure to launch. Failure to launch is the number one reason. Okay. So what they do instead is they come in and they talk to maybe 2 or 3 people. All those reasons you said are byproducts of this. So I don't really launch my business in a very concise way. So now all of a sudden I've got people saying, oh, I talked to 2 or 3 people. Nobody wants to order. I guess I just wasn't meant to do this. Well, nobody wants to order because you only got in front of 2 people. Like, it's failure to launch. Now, what do you launch? Well, you can launch yourself in your new business. And we have always talked about what can you do to have a successful launch? This has not changed, my friends. You need to have launch events like, oh, I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do 2 in-persons and 1 online. Or I'm going to do 2 in-person and 2 online. Like, what are you going to do? Like, we still want to launch people this way so that they can let people know what they're doing. So all of a sudden, instead of me talking to 5 people, or even when we used to do 1 launch party, it's like, oh, let's only say 5 people showed up. You're going to launch your business with 5 people? That's why we used to encourage people to do what? Get 6 parties lined up, get 6 events lined up, because now you're going to do yours. And now you're going to have 6 more, which is going to have 5 people at. Now I've got 30 customers. If I continue to get other people that want to do them from there, I'm going to continue to grow my customer base. That's how we worked the business. And then I have people to put into a group. I have people to send an email to. I have people to send samples to. Like, the whole idea here is that we're trying to get, new customers, right? Absolutely. But a lot of you take this, that technique works. Like, launching a business and then launching a product line is the same way. And this is where many of you don't think of it the same way. So just like, for example, I'm getting ready to launch this planner. Okay. We're in launch phase right now. So I backed it out to September 12th is going to be our launch date. All right. So now I'm backing it out 8 weeks from that. So I've already been in it. And now I couldn't sleep last night because I woke up panicked because I'm what? I'm 4 weeks out, my friends. So I need to get my act together in a really big way. What needs to happen in that 4 weeks to really launch it? Then September 12th happens. It's going to be one big launch date, but can I count on that? No, I need bookings. I need what? Other hosts, like Jackie already has one scheduled, where I am going to then talk to that company or that leader group about this planner. If I don't have those scheduled, guess what's going to happen? It's a one and done. People come to the launch and then it's just going to die out. So I'm trying to think of ways this year. What am I going to do that's going to be a little bit different? So what do you have to launch? A brand new skincare line that is cutting edge. No one else has it. Technology that has not been released anywhere else, and you have it. Why? Because of your history, because it's a trusted brand. It's not like, oh yeah, does that product really do what it says? No, this company has been in business for 68 years, and they would not still be in business if they weren't cutting edge, leading with products that work. You wouldn't. You need to own that. So, launch events. I want to encourage you to launch this new product line just like it was you're starting a brand spanking new business. And you need to have a couple of these yourself. Maybe I need to do a couple on Zoom, like launching it to my clients, my current clients, inviting them. Nobody's going to, and not everybody's going to be able to come on one night. So you can't do a one and done. I'm going to do 2 or 3 of these myself. Maybe I'll do one every 2 weeks for the next 6 weeks. I'll do 2, 4, 6. That's 3. That's how I'm going to do it. Didn't make it to the first one. Guess what? I've got another one. And now we've got some testimonials. Like, I would start bringing in some testimonials. If you did that and you start to get results, do another one in 2 weeks. And let me bring on some customers now that are already seeing some results. This is launching your business. Then who can you get of your really good customers to say, hey, I'll give you like one of these new products if you will. I need 6, 8, 4. You pick the number. I don't care. Like, this is where we get too hung up in, oh, I can't do 8, blah, blah, blah. Pick 4. I don't care. So, but you got to pick a number, right? And the bigger number that you can do, the better. And you're going to say, okay, I want 6 of my really good customers to help me launch this with their friends and family. And make it special. Don't say, hey, I was wondering if you wanted to do a skincare class. It's like, we have got brand new product no one else has, first on the marketplace. It is incredible. It is going to change skincare. It is absolutely going to change it. Then you can tell a little bit more about what you know more than me. And so then you're telling her a little bit about it, and she goes, you're kidding. Like, as excited as you are, as excited as she's going to be. And I need 6. I need 6 people. I'm able to have 6 that I can give away one of our brand new products to. Like, you might have to invest a little bit here, but like, I'm going to give away 6 of these in addition to what anything else they might earn. So like, I just need 6 that want to be my ambassador. Don't call it a party. Don't call it a whatever. I need 6. It's like influencers. Like, what do you think influencers are? People get influencers to show their product. They're just doing events. They're doing an event online, but you're getting 6 influencers. That's who your hosts are. They're your ambassadors. I need 6 influential people. Maybe that's what you say instead of influencers. I need 6 influential people who have been my good customers. I'm offering it to them first. But guys, you need some launch events. Like, right now, I am doing some work, and I'm not going to get into detail about it because, boy, it's a subject you don't want to talk about. But I am volunteering for a political campaign right now of a state representative. And I said to her, okay, so how are you reaching people? Well, we're reaching people canvassing one-on-one, right? We're reaching people through this, but we're doing these meet and greets. A meet and greet is an event. It's a party. Like, let's call it what it is, right? So my little brain clicks in, and this is what I said to them. Okay, well, how many do you want to do between now and the election? Oh, I don't know, as many as I can get. That wrong answer. Okay. So first, she doesn't have a goal really. So as many as I can get. I said, okay, well, we got about 8 weeks. Let's pick 8. We'll do 1 a week. Then the campaign manager said, oh, 1 a week is too aggressive. I go, okay, then you really didn't mean as many as you could get, because I'd probably pick 2 a week. So I would have probably picked way more, but okay. So, all right, do you want to do 1 every other week? Like, what's my number? Then I said, okay, I'm going to help you get these. I'm going to get some hosts. I know a lot of people. I'm going to get some hosts. I can coach them to have a really great meet and greet at their house. What refreshments to serve, la, la, la. I'm good at this. I've done it my whole entire life. They're like, okay. So I said, all right, so what day of the week do you want to do these? Is like Thursday preferable, and like what time? You know what? Just ask people and then find out the date, then get back with us and see if that works in their schedule. You want to know what I can write all over that right there? Failure. Like, that doesn't make it easy for me. It isn't going to make it easy for them. And consequently, who have I called? I don't have a target. So who have I called so far? I haven't called anybody. So that's what happens with you guys. Sit down and pick out your launch dates. If pick Thursday. I want to book the next Thursday from now till blank. And I'm going to do these with these launch hosts, right? Or maybe for the next 6 weeks, I want to do X. You've got to pick that. You've got to have a goal. And then if you offer the Thursday up, hey, I'm doing these on Thursdays. Right now, I've got this Thursday or I've got this Thursday. Oh, I'll take that one. Like, they start to see a scarcity. If someone says to you, I can't do it on Thursday, that's the night we do blah, blah, blah. You then are able to say, okay, what night of the week works best for you? Tuesday, I could do that Tuesday. You're making an exception. So if you go into it offering up one date, like one night or 2 nights, guess what people are going to do? Pick. If you go in ambiguous, Well, what would you want to do it? Well, I don't know. Let me check with my friends and I'll get back to you. We're back to the same old. These are techniques that have worked for as long as time, and they're still absolutely relevant right now. So I went back to them and I'm like, okay, let's sit down and have a strategy session, because this is the way we're doing it right now. I know, because I've done this for my whole life, is not a good strategy. You need to decide how many of these you want. You need to decide what night you want to do them. If somebody can't do it on one of them, block those off your schedule. If somebody can't do it on one of those nights, I'll check with your schedule and see if you're open on whatever date that they're wanting. Then we'll do it that way. That's the strategy session. That's the same for you. Because otherwise, every day you're like, it's a moving target for you. If we want a goal, we got to have a target. And your target is to fill those. And if you want to put them into your calendar and highlight those dates, I had one lady, and she had been with another direct sales company for like 20 something years. And she goes, I've heard you speak like 8 times to highlight the dates you want to work. And I'm all like, yeah, like woo woo. I highlighted and magically it's going to get filled. And she said, and so I never did it because I just thought that's ridiculous. And then the last time I heard you speak, it was my 8th time I've heard you train. And I was like, okay, lady, you know what? I'm going to do it just to prove you wrong, that it does not magically occur. And she said, I'm here writing you today to say the only one who was proved wrong was me. Because I filled my entire calendar. Because now suddenly you, consciously or subconsciously, you have a target that you're moving toward. Every day you get up and you go, I only need to fill 3 more. I only need to fill 2 more. I only need to do whatever it is that you're going to do. So I need you to say, how am I launching this new product? Now, maybe you only want to do 4 of these or 6 of these. Okay. So if we get, 6 at each one, that's 36 people. Where's the difference? How am I making up the difference for 68 faces? Like, do you see your target now? Okay, every week I need, if I'm going to do this for the next 8 weeks, that means, or 6 weeks, that means that I need to give out this many samples per week. Now I've got a target of how many samples do I want to give out per week. If I do 6 weeks and I go 6 times 5 is another 30, and I see 35 people, guess where I'm at? I'm real close to 68. Is everybody following me? This is mathematics, my friends. That's all sales is. But if you don't have a target, you don't have a number, if you don't have a close rate, you will not see the success that you want to see. You're going to continue to limp along in your business. So if you want this new product to be the boost to your business, then you have to what? Launch it. And you have to launch it properly. Like, this is my 8th year with this planner. I'm going to tell you right now that our most unsuccessful year was last year. And someone said to me, well, it was probably the economy. It was probably this. It was probably that. And I'm going to tell you right now, out of all of the years, it was failure to launch. I counted on a marketing team that I hired. They did not know what they were doing. I put it in their hands. I didn't follow up fast enough. And then I did not say, here's what we did in years past. I thought they should know. And I made the mistake of giving them too much power. They didn't know what the heck they were doing. And consequently, I then had to try to play catch up. And I stumbled along for the entire fall season playing catch up and not getting anywhere near what we had in the year before. I will not make that mistake this year. Because if you want your business to succeed, even though I've done the same thing, I've already got customers, there's people that buy it. If you don't launch it, if you don't create some excitement around it, if you don't schedule the time, if you don't focus, if you don't give it the energy it deserves, then you are going to come up short. So that's all that I have to share today. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer a couple of questions. We've got some more training session times together coming up, but I I just feel very empowered about this. I hope this was helpful. If anybody says, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going to do, I would love to hear a little bit of feedback, because if some of you go, Belinda, you're crazy and I'm not doing it. So goodbye.
All right. Is there anyone out there with a question? We are here. We know 68 Faces will lead to new consultants, new leaders. We have BioLab that leads us to these new manager bonuses. It is grow time to reconnect and connect to new. And it begins with the number of new customers that leads to new recruits that lead to new leaders. So I love this. It's such a great approach. And blocking that time is really, if we summarize today, going back to those power hours, right? With systems and schedules that align to where you're going. And the best thing is really, where are you going in this new year? What are your renewed goals, focus, dreams? And then create the new habits. So for all of us on the tour this week, those are the things we've been talking about. It's what we heard at NatCon. So this is for you. You have a couple of minutes left. Anybody raise your hand if you have a question for Belinda.
You can do comments too.
Yes, and you can do comments. We saw lots of comments. And by the way, yes, we're recording. This will be on our YouTube channel. This will be under guide number 1 in our Facebook group. This is fabulous because we did a training as well that you can utilize with your future leaders, your consultants, and it is relaunching with each and every one of them ready to go. BioLab is the first story that leads to all the stories. So anyone else? Last chance for questions. Debbie Yingling.
Hi, sorry, we're traveling through the mountains of Montana, head to the airport, and we wondered.
And what we're going to do, Scott, we're going to move the trailer.
There are better day of the week for parties that you find.
I chose my example as Thursday because I do find Thursday has become the new weekend for people. So people like there's a lot of proof in this. The 4-day work week is really starting to catch on. The mindset of people is they work Monday through Thursday. Thursday's the kind of last day of the week before the weekend. So, and then people have a whole Friday, Saturday, Sunday as their weekend. This is sort of like a new mindset. A lot of even corporate is moving in a little bit into that direction where they have half days on Fridays or work from home Friday, that if you can get whatever you have done, then you can do whatever. I mean, like get your work done. So Thursday has become sort of a hot night. Tuesday is also a good night. Monday is never a good night usually because people just have too much things going on. And Wednesday for a certain select group of people is still a church night. You know, it's still, but a lot of people do sort of family things. So I find Thursdays are the best. Tuesdays are the second best. So that's my observation.
Excellent. Okay. Sarah Hippo, go ahead and unmute.
Yeah. So when you're moving to a new area and you totally don't know anyone, what is your suggestion to launch your business locally, not just online? Because you don't leave your other people behind, but you're wanting to connect with new people.
No, you go in and meet some businesses and you say, I am new in town. So you sort of partner up. And the number one business to start with is salons, like go where you get your hair done. You get to have that your hairdressers know everybody. Offer her something, not even necessarily to have a thing there, but like, could we do an introduction? Or do you know of someone? Just ask her for help. Like, who do you know? Who do you know that knows who? Like, right? Who do you know who? It should be always the top 5 words in a salesperson's language. Who do you know who could use this product? Who do you know who might want to make some extra money? Who do you know who could organize an event for me? Who do you know who that knows everybody? Like that's one way. But then going to other businesses, I would love to create this fall a win-win for both of us. You know, I can do this. I can entertain. Maybe it's a clubhouse. Maybe it's a country club. Maybe it is a gym that wants to do a ladies' night. So organizations love to do like entertainment, if you will, or educational things that provide something else for their members. So where can you go and who can you partner with that can suddenly Like, who knows women? That's what you should sit down. Make a list in town. Who knows women? Who connects with women that I could then be connected to? Offer them a nice gift. Give them a little gift basket with a couple of your products in it for being the introduction. But that's how I would do it. And then get in any pop-up events you can. Find out from your local chamber what's going on in my town, in the little surrounding towns. Where can I put myself so that suddenly now, you know, I'm new to the area. I would love any recommendations you have or whatever. Like your conversation in your booth needs to be a little bit different as well. And for any of you doing any kind of events, pop-up events, whatever, make sure that you have a QR code that leads people where you want them to go. Because that is one of our biggest sort of fall downs, is that people don't lead people lead people to nowhere. All of a sudden we're muted, or Jackie, you're
No,
muted.
that was me. So that comes back to the OCI we started with, right? Observe. So observe your area, observe people online in your communities, connect with them, and then have a place to invite them. That I is what Belinda's talking about. If we just go, great, let's pass out our business cards, we don't have a QR code saying, meet us here. That's what launch events are. That is what Let's Connect events are. So I love that. Belinda, we want to say thank you. We do have a couple of things we want to let you know. Number one is for Belinda, they're asking when and where. We know we have you coming in October, by the way. You will have Belinda Ellsworth on October 8th. And there she will be launching her planner with us and doing a specialized training for us. So we're already booked for October 8th, all consultants, all leaders. Okay, that's October 8th. But we know, we heard you say you're launching your planner in September. Is there something we can attend for that prior to?
Yeah, so September 7th, September 12th, it'll probably be at 7. That's about the time I normally do it. It will be a live Facebook launch where you can tune in, see the new, that'll be the unveiling of the new cover. If you ordered this past year in 2024, we're going to do something special at the end of August for those people. So be on the lookout for an email. Read your emails. If I send you an email, open it. So then you'll be in the know. But mark your calendars for the 12th, because that's going to be the night we launch it to everybody. And then of course I'll talk to more specifically about it. But it very much is, we added back the mini date book that you can carry with you, and it has the data tracking for your events. Oh my gosh, I thought people were going to kill me for taking that away. So that has been added back to the bundle this year. And that's a big plus, I know, for a lot of people.
And Belinda, what is your Facebook group for those who aren't in it?
Belinda Ellsworth, Sales Strategist.
Thank you very much. So we also have Belinda back for her second session with leaders and future leaders. That will be September 5th, same time, same station. So let's give a great big thank you to Belinda Ellsworth. We so love and appreciate you. Thank you for coming back to us and celebrating 68 years with basics that we're all going back to reconnect to. Thank you so much, Belinda. I'm going to stop the recording for you all, so please hold.